What happened to Juu Hef?
Juu Perez Jr., also known as Juu Hef, was born to parents Petra Pagan and Juu Perez in June of 1985. He grew up in the Bronx neighborhood of Mott Haven and attended Morris High School. By the year 2003, Perez helped found one of the most prevalent gangs New York has seen in recent decades, the Young Gunners, alongside his friend from Melrose named Nathaniel aka Juntao and others. Perez frontlined the development of a substantial criminal organization. The gang evolved into a collection of sets spread throughout the borough and the city. Meanwhile, Perez started to make a habit out of rapping. In early 2011, he formed a group with two childhood friends. Under the alias of Juu aka Juu Hef, he was a 1/3 of the music act called Work Boys with two other rappers named Quez and Cash.
And this Christmas, everything that I need, gifts opening up forever, I'm for the G's. And this Christmas, I celebrate for my Jesus, locked behind bars and can't wait till they free.
For the next 2 years, Perez was dropping singles and mixtapes trying to generate some buzz. One of his most viewed songs on YouTube to date is When I Wanna with a Bless.
Sippin', turned up, never met a motherfucker just like me. Turned up to the maximum for that green I squeeze.
Well, things turned for the worst one August morning. Perez was at the Tropicana nightclub on 1060 Home Street by the Bronx River when he got into an altercation around 3:30 a.m. Him and other YGZ present got caught up in a clash against the Young Flybridge crew. Several people got slashed in the scuffle, and Perez was sadly beaten severely with the base of a hookah pipe. The man responsible for the assault didn't stop until local police apprehended him. After being hospitalized for a week while in a coma, Juu passed away on August 26, 2013. The man supposedly responsible was convicted of first-degree manslaughter 3 years later. A few songs have been dedicated to Perez after his death, including one called Heg by his former collaborator A Bless. The name of the YGZ lives on today in the Bronx's streets. Many sets still exist, actively thriving, and beefing with other gangs today. An article at the time of the murder stated, "A deadly brawl between rival gangs in a Bronx nightclub last month has triggered a wave of retaliatory attacks that cops are trying to contain," police sources said. Besides posting cops in known gang hotspots, the local precincts are gathering intelligence on the streets and on social media to head off the next flare-up. "The bloody gang feud has got tentacles reaching all over the place," said the source. "We're very concerned about what could come next." The August clash broke out about 3:30 a.m. at Tropicana Bada Bing nightclub on 1060 Home Street and involved members of two Bronx crews, the Young Gunners, or YG, and Young Flybridge. Several people were slashed in the melee, and the alleged YG leader, Juu Perez, was beaten on the head with the glass base of a hookah pipe. When the glass shattered, the attacker used the metal rod inside it to continue pounding Perez, leaving him drenched in blood with broken bones in his face, according to a criminal complaint. Later, Perez, 28, went into a coma and died about a week after the attack, cops said. Melvin Davis, 22, was arrested for the beating and charged with assault and resisting arrest, according to the Bronx District Attorney's Office, which could not immediately say whether the charges will be upgraded since Perez died. Davis is being held on $50,000 bail. Since the fatal fight, there have been 2 related shootings, cops said. In one instance, 4 YG members rode to Young Flybridge's turf in Highbridge and got into a shootout near a police post, cops said. As police pursued the crew's van, a gun was tossed out of the window. Meanwhile, a separate Bronx gang called the OGs, who are longtime YG enemies, took the opportunity to taunt their rivals about their leader's death. They even went so far as to urinate on the dead man's memorial, then post photos of the desecration on Facebook. A police source said, "The OGs have been rubbing salt in the wound through social media," the source said. Cops in the 44th precinct, where the 2 revenge shootings erupted, are on high alert, said Precinct Commander Inspector Kevin Catalina. In the past 28-day period, there have been 8 shootings, including 5 that were gang-related, Catalina said. Despite the recent outburst of violence, shootings are still down 30% in the precinct this year, putting the precinct on track to beat last year's record-low shooting rate, Catalina said. He attributes much of the decline to effective officer deployment and intelligence gathering. "We know what occurred with every shooting in the precinct this year," he said. "We have an exact story on every one of them. Officers have learned that Perez was very close with the Bronx-raised rapper French Montana, the rapper signed to Sean Diddy Combs' Bad Boy Records, and the founder of Cocaine City Records, a police source said. A public relations firm from Montana, who shouts out Mott Haven in a popular song, did not respond to a request for comment about Perez's alleged gang ties. Cops, who do not believe Montana was involved in any of the ongoing gang violence, or was a member of any of the gangs, said they expected him to attend a memorial for Perez in Mott Haven Thursday evening. After Perez died, French Montana offered his condolences online for Perez, who rapped as Juu or Juu Hef,